Hi there, it's Walking and Talking. Today I wanna discuss a hierarchy of ideas which constitutes somebody's consciousness. Usually when we think about consciousness, by we I mean I. When I think about consciousness, I imagine that it's something that perceives everything else, and consciousness, I, self, they are pretty much the same things. There are no big difference, and it seems as if it were a thing which determines everything you're doing and thinking, and pretty much everything. Like everything. But there's another way of looking at consciousness, as if it were something not unrelated to you. It's like it's you, but in the same time it's everything else. So from that point you can look at consciousness like all objects which are going through your mind during your life. It's basically consciousness. And in these objects there's a hierarchy. If you look inside yourself, you'll see that all this time while you are awake, you are thinking about different objects. Like you may think about yourself, and basically that's what you're thinking about all the time, most of the time. You're thinking about your job, you're thinking about your family, you may think about your friends, about the world, about whatever you like. So basically in your consciousness there's a certain hierarchy which determines which objects are more important for you than others. And if you are observing your consciousness for a long time, let's say you decided to write down everything what bothers you during a day. Let's say at the end of the day you take a journal and you just try to remember which thoughts came through your mind during that day. And you'll probably find like 5, 10, 15 objects. And then you may see how much time you spend thinking about these objects. And if you are doing it every day for a month, or for a couple of months, or for a year, you'll discover that first of all, there's a hierarchy. So I may say, like 50% of the time I'm thinking about myself. It means that me, or I, or whatever you call this, I, is on the top of your hierarchy of ideas. And then there are some other objects. You may think about your needs, about food, about safety, about communication with other people, about stuff which you are looking at TV, on the internet, whatever. So again, you may learn that there are lots of stuff. Like whatever you're doing in life, there are certainly hundreds and thousands of objects which are going through your mind. And some of them are really important for you. They're like you're thinking about them all the time, but you don't know. The point is, since you start learning, you may discover that there's lots of objects and they have a hierarchy. But if you don't pay attention, if you just, living a usual life, without thinking too much about what you're doing and about what you're thinking, yeah, you probably don't know what does this hierarchy exist. But since you know, you may start, working on this hierarchy. You may start asking yourself why, for example, the idea of I is on the top of my hierarchy of ideas, and why, like, let's suppose family, or my girlfriend, or my car is what? Below? Okay, so the point is that there's a hierarchy. It has a certain structure. You start studying it. It's pretty subjective, but again, the technique is pretty simple. At the end of the day, 10 things which you are thinking during the day. Next day the same, next day the same. Eventually discover 50, 100, the most important things. And then all this is about learning language. So since you know that, you may start studying these objects in different language. So you may you want to study English, you don't know how to start, you think that you need to study grammar or memorize hundreds and thousands of different words. You don't need to do that. You need to make a certain analysis of your consciousness, discover what's going on in your mind most of the time, and then just find something that can help you to regulate this hierarchy, or for example, there's I on top of your hierarchy, and you just need to but when you think about I, about yourself, you don't repeat always I. You'll find something that inspires you, something that is important for you. It's also like it's pretty difficult, like it's the same object, so it's not too, you can say that I is on top of your hierarchy because you repeat this word over and over, like while you have some sort of inner dialogue, or while you are talking to other people. But maybe you can say that, and you can also say that everything you are talking about, all these words which you use, and all these things which you want to study, it's like it depends on how much time you repeat these words. So to really, it seems that to really understand yourself, you need to know this structure. You need to know what's important for you, all these subjects which are going through your mind, and then you may start learning these subjects in a different language. So you may, like, let's suppose your hierarchy is organized in a way that there's I at the top, what's the the world, something that you're thinking about quite often. What else? Like good and evil, metaphysics, philosophy, science, psychology, thinking itself. Yeah, thinking is, for me, for example, I think thinking is on top my hierarchy, because most of the time when I'm doing self-talk, when I writing, I usually use this word a lot, and for me it's like I may think about thinking, and I can do that over and over and over again, and it seems completely inexhaustible subject, because now I'm talking, and after doing this self-talk, I can just start talking about this self-talk. I can watch myself and say, look, let's consider this stream of consciousness which I got through during these 15 minutes. Let's just write it down and see which words do I use, how I organize them, and then it's like I can think, why am I thinking about that? Why I'm trying to, what am I trying to say? What's my motivation? What motivates me to talk about this? Because, at first it seems that when you start talking, you have no idea, especially when you have no idea what to say. It seems impossible, not to find something. Whenever you need to talk, and if you have, this determination, or if you decided that okay, I'm gonna talk, no matter whether it's gonna be meaningful and whether it's gonna be good, doesn't matter. I'm just going to talk for 15 minutes, no matter what I'm gonna say, because it seems the best way of studying foreign language, just talking on it and worrying less and less about the meaning. And then like analyzing this process, analyzing all words and everything what you are saying or what I've just said, I can talk about this for another 15 minutes and I can try to figure out what has been said. And then again, after that, I can just take one more video. I can before recording this video, I may just start talking about the same thing again, and 15 minutes dedicate to to a new speech, and then I can do it all the time. That's the problem, that it's like when you are able to do that all the time, when you are able to focus on one thing and repeat it over and over again, it seems at first that it's the same thing, but it's actually not the same, because you're always going ahead, you're always finding something new, and it helps you to understand yourself, and it helps you to learn something new, because since you start vocalizing your stream of consciousness, verbalizing it, just saying what you know, you see how much you don't know, and it motivates you to study more and more. Okay, hierarchy of objects. It seems an interesting idea, so I'll probably would do that in next, how many, 50 days, let's say. And just at the end of the day, just take a piece of paper and write down like 10 objects which got through my mind. 13 minutes, I have 3 more minutes. And now I'm trying to focus on subjects which I choose for speaking clubs, and every time, for example, this week it's nothing, and I'm trying to think about it more and more. So I'm trying to talk about it a couple of times every day, doing walking and talking. I write about it one article at social network, and all of this helps me to focus my attention on the subject. And of course, the more I do it, the better I understand it. And also I watch some videos. Like I haven't watched any video about nothing or nothingness yet on this week, but I already read an article. I guess today, tomorrow I'll watch a few videos to understand it better. So yeah, watching videos is amazing, but it's better to start from just self-talk, from your, like before watching video, it's better to talk about it and to see how you understand the topic, and only then watch the video. Because if you start from the video, you probably may say, oh, I know that, I know this, I knew everything. And if you just start from talking about the subject like nothing, it's a really difficult topic. So since you start talking about it, you see that you don't know anything, then you watch something and you, wow, it's like I haven't known that, now I know. That's amazing. What else can I learn? Okay, so I guess 15 minutes, it's already 15 minutes. Yeah, I need to finish this video. I lost my train of thought, and yeah, I'm not going to make it even more embarrassed. I think it's enough for today.